Hello, this is Professor Bustillo-Booth. This video tutorial is an overview of the major project deliverable for Business 101 Introduction to Business, the Secret Shopper activity. It is a multi-stage project, and this video tutorial is just the overview. There will be other video tutorials to walk you through each of the stages. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so in this video tutorial, I'll walk you through the learning outcomes, what you are expected to know and be able to do as a result of the project, then walk you through the multi-stage project development nature of this project. I will also show you where you can find the assignments in Canvas, and then lastly I'll briefly talk about the role of peer reviews, since each of the project pieces are going to be peer reviewed. Business 101 Introduction to Business is a survey course, and it's designed to help students appreciate the functions of business and the role of business in the free enterprise system, as well as set in the context of globalization. This class has many learning outcomes, but for this particular project, we will deliver on 3 of them, and they are listed here on your screen. Student outcome 5 here is to define and examine the role of small business in the free enterprise system. And we focus on the small business because it represents a great amount of our economic activity within the United States. And student outcome number 6 is to analyze the functions of business such as management, operations, human relations, marketing, financing, and ethics. And I bolded operations and marketing here because those will be the focus areas for this project. And then the vehicle through which you will do that is through the observation of a small business, right? Where you will analyze its operational activities. You will then report on the strengths and weaknesses around, its functions, management, human relations, or marketing, as well as operations. The Secret Shopper project is divided into 5 stages that culminates into a final report. The stages are designed so that you have time to thoughtfully develop not only an understanding of the industry in which the business resides, but also to develop performance measures against which you will then observe the company or the business, and then draft your own findings and recommendations. Having done all that work and received multiple peer reviews as well as my feedback, you will then be ready to present a final report. Now let's take a look at how the stages develop over the course of the weeks we have in class. Before we go much further, let me just note that this video tutorial is for all of my classes throughout the year. So the deadlines that you see on the screen may not be your particular deadline for your particular class. What I want you to get out of the idea of multi-stage development is that this project develops over 5 stages and that they're roughly about 2 weeks apart. The particular deadlines, though, may be different because your class may be offered during a different quarter. Let's go ahead and discuss the multi-stage nature of this project. There are 5 stages. The first is called SS1, or Secret Shopper 1, representing the first stage. And that's where you will identify a local small business and conduct an industry analysis. This stage is typically due on week 3. Again, note that in your particular section, that week may be different. The next stage is SS2, or Secret Shopper 2, and this is where if you have not chosen an appropriate business, you have an opportunity to make another choice. This will allow you to meet the expectations of the project and be able to proceed productively and efficiently through the latter stages. If you've chosen the wrong business, it will be very difficult to do the rest of the project. The main activity for this stage, though, is to develop performance standards against which you will then measure a business. It is important to note here that during this stage, you are not, again, not observing your business. That is the work of stage 3 or SS3, where you will then conduct the observations against your scorecard. You will have developed your scorecard, and then to take note. Again, this is about 2 weeks after the second stage. And then after having done the observations and had your peer reviews, and each of the stages are peer reviewed, you will then develop a draft report, and this is the business of SS4 or the fourth stage. And you will draft, you will include your observations, your findings, and recommendations. And it's important for you to make sure you read the rubric for each of these stages so that you understand how you will be assessed and how you will be graded. So it's really important that you look at those rubrics before you actually even develop your report or submit any of your assignments through the stages. Then about 2 weeks later, having received feedback and had an opportunity to develop your thoughts and apply the concepts you've learned in class, you will then present the final report. That's the final stage, and typically due during the last week of the course. Now, let's take a look at how you can find these assignments. Your go-to place is always modules. So you go to modules, and it's important for you to orient yourself to the structure of the course and understand where assignments are located within the course. So in this case, I stated to you that the assignment the first stage is in week 3. So we'll go take a look at week 3 here and find that it is right here, and I'll go ahead and click that. And in that assignment, you will find the instructions. And it's very important that you read all the directions, because you don't want to miss anything and then lose points for it. Or you may actually risk doing it again. And there will be tutorials, right? So you can go and take a look at how to do things. And inside the assignment will be the forms itself. So for example, here number 4, it says use this company idea industry analysis worksheet. And that's what you'll need to go and click to make sure that you have the form to be able to do the work. And then you will also notice that at the bottom is that rubric I mentioned, and you want to make sure you read the rubric so that you meet the expectations for the assignment. You can also find the assignments through clicking through your grades. The different assignments will be listed there. So for example, here you'll find that the Secret Shopper stage 1 is in week 3. So week 3, and this is the 8th element in that module. And then, for example, in week 5, you will see that the stage 2 is right here, observation prompts and the peer reviewed. And you just scroll down to see what exactly is due when. Here's week 7, stage 3, and week 9. And you'll scroll down, you'll find stage 4. You'll click that, it'll take you directly to the assignment. And then also, the last piece of that is in the last week, week 11, and here's the 5th one. So you go ahead and click each of those, and each of those will have their directions and the particular form that you will complete. Now let's talk about peer reviews. As mentioned earlier, each of the stages is peer reviewed. There are really 2 reasons for doing that. The first is that so that you can help your peers improve their product by reviewing them against the rubric, right? And then also to expose you to the work of others so that you get ideas on how to improve your own. And so this is really a learning community where we help support each other to develop products that are continuously improving, as well as ones that are aware and develop against the rubric. So the mechanics of the peer review really are as follows. So after the deadline, you will be assigned 3 peer submissions to anonymously review. You will use the rubric to do that review. You will have between 2 and 3 days to complete the reviews, depending on which weeks they are assigned. And then you will do so constructively with intent to help your peers improve their product, as well as for you to be aware of how others may be doing it so that you can improve your own. I want to be very clear that this is not an opportunity, as you know, to just copy other people's work and put it onto your document. I know that I don't need to say that, but I just want to be clear that I am not at all suggesting that people use, the prompts that are being used by others to put into your own document. What I am suggesting here is that by reviewing other people's work, you get ideas about how to improve your own. All right, that brings us to the end of this overview. Please note that each of the stages will have their own video tutorials, and you'll want to make sure that you watch them, as they are designed to help you through their development. As always, if you need further guidance, please reach out to me. I am happy to help.